Hey everybody, welcome back to the Frugal Filmmaker Tip of the Month, and today I want to talk to you about using kind of an existing location you might have with not a lot of setup, meaning if you want to do a video blog or something simple, but let's say you didn't bring any lights with you, what can you do with the existing lights in, say, this motel room here? I'm on the road right now, and I'm shooting this actually on an LG G4 smartphone. It's a new smartphone LG sent me to review, which I'll be doing next week. But right now I kind of wanted to take just the very basic, most simple setup and see what I could do to make it look as good as possible. So maybe if you were in a similar situation with really not much equipment or no equipment, you could make the best shot possible. And right now, I've got the camera set up in front of the window, which has a sheer curtain on it, so it helps diffuse the light. But this also prevents the window being in the shot, which typically is blown out in video, and that never really looks very good. I'm not a big fan of hot spots, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. But first, I've got the camera set up in such a way that it gives the room some forced perspective. As you can see, these diagonal lines here that kind of point directly at my head right here, going from both sides. Lower lines in the room kind of point directly to me. So that's just forced perspective, and that gives kind of an aesthetically pleasing shot. So it gives some depth to the shot as well. I'm not stuck against a wall or something like that, but there's actually some kind of character or texture going on in the background. And because this is a smartphone camera, of course, everything is in focus. It's a deep focus, so I can't really blur out the background or put the background out of focus because it's so deep. So that's how you can start, is just composing your shot to the best of your ability. Get the window out of the shot if possible, and give yourself maybe some forced perspective or some arrows pointing at your face. Next up, I'm going to talk about the lighting here. I've got every light in the room turned on right now, but I've got some hot spots. I'm not a big fan of hot spots. I don't like blown out or clipped video. As you can see from this light here, this is blown out, and this light, there's actually two of them here. One of them is out of frame. But these two desk lamps right here are also blown out. So the first thing we're going to do is modify our light, and we've got our handy assistant Sparky right here is going to help us. Hey Sparky, first we're going to have him turn off one of these lights, the light that's out of frame, or light that's in the shot actually, that is blowing out. So we're going to turn that off. All right, now the second light is actually on, which you can't see because it's out of frame, but because that second light is on, it's actually spilling over, and it's still kind of blown out a little bit right here on the edge of this lampshade, but that's okay. I think it's a lot better than having the light itself blown out. But it still gives us some light on that side of the room. And if you kind of want to see what it looks like without this light, Sparky, why don't you go ahead and turn that other light off as well. So now you can see what this shot looks like without any light on at all. It's actually not bad because it's still reflecting the sunlight coming in through the window and it's bouncing off the white here. But I think I like it on a little better. So if we could turn that light back on, or tighten that bulb again. Don't hurt yourself. All right, there we go. Okay, so that's kind of a decision you'll have to make yourself. I think it looks a little better with it on. It gives a little more illumination, even though now this bed sheet right here is a little bit hot. So you make the call there, but at least the light is out of the shot, so it's not blowing out, or the one that was on before is off, and we can still use the one out of frame. Okay, the next one we want to deal with is this one right back here, over by the door. So Sparky's going to go turn that one off. And notice when he does it, now there's kind of a black hole right here, and we don't want this. I don't like this darkness, complete darkness back here. So that's actually where the kind of sink alcove is. So we're going to turn all the lights in that alcove on. So now you see that it illuminates the door and gives you some light back there, but it doesn't blow out because it's just bouncing off the door and the wall without having this light on. So that works better, I think. And then finally we have this light over here, which is actually a hanging lamp. And if we could turn that one off, Sparky, there we go. You kind of see how it really creates sort of a black hole, and I really light up because the camera is now adjusting here. But I want that wall lit up a little bit. So if we could turn that one back on, and you can see how that helps kind of the whole room. And actually, I've modified that hanging lamp. I've got it gaff taped to the chain. I've actually pulled up the lampshade so that it's acting, it's kind of shooting out into the entire room instead of straight down. So it gives a little more illumination. Another problem is when you have like TV or furniture like this, which is almost completely dark. This is a very, very dark wood, and so it sucks all the light in the room in that direction. And unless you have some kind of a supplemental light, which I don't have, I'm just using the spill coming off of this hanging lamp and hopefully illuminating this bookcase or this chest of drawers right here, so that it's a little better than being in complete darkness. Because it's just like having a light blown out, having something that's completely black absorbs all detail. And it's not really pleasing to see that in the frame, so that's why I've done that. So that's the basic shot that I've set up using my available resources right there. And this is just one of the things you can do, or several things you can do on your own if you've got these at your disposal. Everybody has lights in a room, but it's how you turn the lights on and off and where you place them can make a huge difference. So you can try this out if you'd like, and if you like more of this kind of stuff, please come to thefrugalfilmmaker.com. This has been the Frugal Filmmaker Tip of the Month.